a shot of whiskey, a margarita, and a Bloody Mary. 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers, a shot of whiskey, a margarita.
Anytime now.
Welcome everybody to another episode of BTR. I'm Retro Relapse, aka Fernando. With me as always, Randy. To this side of my screen, I think I got it right today.
We got it right this time.
We're getting better this time. And welcome to another episode. We are here on a wonderful Thursday night to talk some wrestling with you, brother.
Wrestling.
Good old night worth of wrestling, because you know what, we got some stuff coming up this weekend. We got some hot topics to talk about, of course, always WWE moving along to Wrestlemania, and we have Randy's favorite pay-per-view, AEW Dynasty.
Oh, my favorite pay-per-view. You know what? I have turned the page on AEW. There was a time where I was the biggest hater, and there's still things I don't like, but they are growing, and I had to kind of understand that part because I'm so used to seeing super established wrestling companies, but they're building up to an amazing card, and the fucking wrestling's phenomenal there. Undoubtedly, unquestionably, it's fucking amazing. So I'm looking forward to that pay-per-view for sure, and especially because it's coming up this weekend on Sunday.
Sunday
Fun day. Time to get fucked up. And you know what? While you're enjoying the Dynasty pay-per-view,
the Lord's Chips.
Have yourself a nice little refreshing juice of Beatbox, 11.1% alcohol by volume. It'll get you drunk. You'll be fine, motherfuckers. You might even find a fat bitch or two.
Like a true alcoholic, you always change your drink every show. It's wonderful.
Every drink. One day we'll get a sponsor. One day we'll get that sponsor. One day Topo Chico will come crawling back and say, "Hey man, I saw those old videos you posted a long time ago, and we wanna sponsor you." I'll be like, son. Sorry, we got another alcoholic sponsor.
Oh shit. That damn Here we go. Well, you know what? Since we kind of premised it, let's get a little into that Dynasty card. You want to hear about it? You want to hear about it?
Talk about the matches. Talk about the matches coming up, or at least the ones that were, I guess, projected or announced, I should say.
Yeah, I've got a list here from Yahoo Sports.
What?
And I don't know if it's all the way here, but there are a few matches already here. I want to say there's 8 so far on the card. There could be a couple more. In true AEW fashion, they load their pay-per-views. Of course, you're trying to get your money's worth. Amazon Prime is the place to be. Get your pay-per-view needs there, but of course, there's everywhere else too.
AEW's going to give you your money's worth for sure.
Oh, for sure. I was like, I hope you have Monday off or get to go to work late on Monday morning, because
Jesus Christ. What was it, 12 o'clock? 12 p.m. last time? It was fucking late. It was late. I remember getting to bed like around 12:30, 1 o'clock. So it was a late pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. By any chance, before I kind of throw into this, no, we're doing okay. I'm trying to check the Twitch as we're going along. It looked like it was loading on me there for a minute, but I think we're doing okay.
Nice.
All right, so let me throw out a couple of them here. Do you want me to just fucking ramble them off, or you want to talk about them as I talk about them?
I think it'd be easier just to talk about them. Maybe if we know a little bit about the backstory on each match, just go through it. Might as well.
Cool. Well, let me throw out this first one here. Daniel Garcia, the TNT champion, versus Adam Cole for the belt.
Finally, they're gonna do it right. It is a no time limit, no outside interference, which leads me to believe there's gonna be plenty of outside interference. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, as crazy as this may sound, this is my hot take. Daddy Magic fucks over Danny Garcia. I think he's just
Thinking
tired
about
of.
it?
I think he's tired of him. I think he's just tired of it, trying to protect him and trying to help him do good. I think Daddy Magic fucks over Danny Garcia and Adam Cole takes the belt. That's my hot take on this one.
Okay. I'm hoping that Adam Cole does take the belt. I think it's time to give him something, let him roll with something. He has always been a hot commodity. He always has a crowd behind him. I think it's time to, you know, let him see some let him shine a little bit. I mean, it's going to be a while before he ever takes the big gold belt. I don't know what they're doing with that anymore. But to really see what's up, like give Adam Cole a mid card and let him run with it.
I
That'd be
think
cool.
I think this build up. I don't know if you've been following it. It's been happening for a while. They did have a one-on-one match for the belt a couple of collisions ago, and then what is that guy's team name came up and what's that big black dude, the fat guy? He came in his little team, done fucked everything up. Shane
The
something.
Shane Taylor promotion.
Shane Taylor Promotions ruined that one, and it was becoming a classic. But so far, they've tag teamed together. They've done trios matches against each other. They've been in trios matches together. They've already ran the gambit where this needs to pay off, and this is the pay per view to do it. And I, like you said, I'm really hoping that, however Adam Cole wins, I don't really give a shit, but Adam Cole wins, and I'm looking forward to that because it is time for him to have some form of belt, something.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. Give him a push. Give the Undisputed Kingdom a little push. Maybe in the right direction. Maybe the who's it? Roderick and Kyle O'Reilly take the belts off of Sammy and
Dustin,
Goldust.
Goldust. Hey, let me ask you a question.
Dustin Rhodes.
Whatever happened to Mike Bennett and the other guy? They were also
I
in.
want to say they're fighting in Ring of Honor, and maybe they're doing some indie stuff, but they fell off a little bit since
What was the
they
other
went
guy's
with the
name?
trios for Matt Taven.
Matt Taven. I was like, what? I said, I know they're part of the Undisputed Kingdom. What happened to them?
I want to say they're tagging in Ring of Honor, but I don't know if they've gotten any TV time lately.
Okay.
So I know, was it Mike
Bennett?
Kanellis?
Mike Lennis. Mike Bennett, whatever. Yeah.
Mike Bennett, yeah, his wife Maria Kanellis or Maria Bennett, his contract was up and she was no longer in the company and she wasn't a big fan. I know she tweeted out a bunch of stuff of not liking not being used. So
You can understand some frustration when the whole idea of joining a new company is to maybe not necessarily get the push, but to at least have opportunities, right? Like that's the whole point. And I'm sure it's frustrating for a lot of wrestlers, but it's the same way in any company. Like there has to be the stars to get the people to watch, and then you have all of the things happening outside of that. And there's a lot of professional wrestlers and superstars and wrestling superstars that it's hard for a lot of people to get TV time. So hopefully they are doing something in Ring of Honor. I mean, they don't need Maria there to be the eye candy. So I mean,
Yeah.
let's see how this builds. Hopefully Adam Cole takes it and we go on to the next match.
Next match, Chris Jericho, the Ring of Honor World Champion, versus Bandito in a title versus mask match. I know
Go ahead.
Jericho's been real animate on wanting to, disrupt the family. He already did with I can't remember the luchador. That's his brother, the Gravity one.
Yeah,
Gravity. And hey, shout out to Woody in the chat. Woody do?
What'd he do?
Yeah. Jericho really wants to just slander Bandito and his family, so he wants to take his mask and he's going to put his belt on the line. So it would be interesting to see if Jericho's going to lose it, but I don't want to see Bandito's face. And he was on a hot streak too. Not going to lie, he was on a bit of a hot streak too. So maybe there's more to this. Who knows?
I think Bandito has been a former ROH champion, so it wouldn't be unrealistic for him to win it again. Chris Jericho hasn't been doing much, and he's been talking a lot of shit to the Learning Tree. What's that? Keith Sweat, and Big Bill, Brian Keith, and Big Bill,
Sweat. Yep.
Brian Keith Sweat and Big Bill, and they did win their match to be able to fight against, I believe, the Hurt Business possibly, but at the same time, I think this little group, this little faction, possibly has ran its course, or maybe he turns babyface. I don't know. I mean, Jericho has been a long time, and people love to hate him. People love him. I still love him. I still think that he can do no wrong. But it's time for a new, fresh coat of paint. and see how that goes.
Yep.
The build-up, I think, has happened more on Ring of Honor rather than AEW TV, which makes sense because it is the Ring of Honor Championship. So I haven't personally followed it as much. I did see a couple of matches when they came to Texas. I was able to see it live, and I did see the build-up. And it's been pretty consistent, and Chris Jericho plays the asshole very well. So
Yep. Yeah. No, it's gonna be something to see, and plus it's always good to see Jericho still try to push through some matches because I mean he's on borrowed time as well. I'm pretty sure he wants to get up there at least. I don't know, another 2 or 3 belts under him, but who knows how much time he's got left on his card, you know?
because he is the Nueve, not the Ocho no more.
Right now.
He's the Nueve right now.
Right now it's the Nueve. It's up to him if he wants to go DS, but he's got to lose a belt to gain a belt, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Damn right. So we knocked out those two. We do have some Owen Hart Foundation tournament matches that are going to be happening already. They put out the brackets. I should have pulled that up. I don't have that up right now, but there are a couple of matches that are going to be on the pay-per-view. One of them being newcomer Kevin Knight versus Will Ospreay.
So I've seen Kevin Knight last night on Dynamite, and then on this past Saturday in Collision. And you know they must really be pushing this kid because on Saturday, Jay White, he was like, "Oh my God, give it up to Kevin Knight," blah blah blah. But it makes sense because he went through the New Japan system. Kevin Knight did, and obviously Switchblade's been out there in New Japan. That's how he came over here. And then yesterday he teamed up with Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay's like, "Oh my God, do you see this kid? Like this is gonna be awesome. Oh, we're fighting in the tournament. That's awesome." So obviously they're really giving him a big push. So I'm pretty curious how he's gonna do now that he is gonna actually face Will Ospreay after he just tagged last night. So
Yep.
he looks like a high flyer. Obviously, you know, I mean, Will Ospreay is a fucking high flyer. I'm intrigued. I won't say I know too much about Keith, or whatever his name is. I'll call him Keith Sweat too. But but I don't know too much about him. Kevin Knight. I don't know too much about him. What are your thoughts about this match?
They were hyping him up when I saw the what they put on Dynamite was it last night. They were hyping him pretty good. He learned with who's the dude? Who's Christian Cage's son?
Fuck, I don't know the young kid.
Yeah. Well, his dad was the one that trained him in their wrestling school, and somebody else took over after that. Shibata took over. And no, he seems like he can carry his own weight, so it's gonna be interesting to see what's up. I mean, he's probably still a little green. I'm pretty sure he's had quite a bit of indie experience. So there's nothing wrong with high flying matches that are just gonna gasp and take your air away, especially when they're doing all the acrobatic stuff in the air, because that's always fun to see, especially when they're not luchadors. Because luchadors is a different style compared to the white boys that just want to kill themselves. even though Kevin Knight's black.
You're not wrong. The luchadors make it look like it's almost like silk, and the white boys, well, some make it look like silk, but they go for broke. They
go for broke.
They do the Jeff. I call it the Jeff Hardy, just pray and spray.
Hey man, it is what it is.
Whatever works, right? Let's be realistic. Whatever works.
Another one up on the bill for the women's side of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament quarterfinal: Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart. This is going to be interesting because this has championship quality written on it. Yeah, Julia Hart was former TBS champion facing the current TBS champion. But what I'm interested to see, honestly, is the day before on Collision, they're actually fighting again, or fighting for the first time there, where it's Mercedes Moné and Harley Cameron versus Julia Hart and Athena. So that's gonna be interesting to me. That I'm curious to see how that's gonna work out, because who's really playing the face and heel when you're kind of putting a mix of both together,
Yeah, and you know what's weird? You talk about that bracket. I know for a fact that Mercedes Moné fights Julia Hart, but on the same side of the bracket, Athena is fighting someone. So it looks like they're going to have them face off against each other, because they did have a little face-to-face last night or Saturday when Mercedes Moné was talking shit about that girl she fought, Billy Starks. Billy Starks. Yeah, she's talking shit. She's like, whoever trained you is terrible. And then, well, Athena trained her, and Athena came out, and she is the longest reigning women's ROH champion. She has a little spinner belt. She is the forever champ. She likes to call herself. She is the forever champ. She has a little spinner belt and the championship. So she has 2 belts. And she goes, you know what? Like you, I like to collect belts. I might be looking at that TBS belt. So it's going to be interesting to see that matchup. It is good and evil on each side. And of course, you have the always entertaining Harley Cameron on that match. So it's a nice little build up for everything. And I don't know too much about, like, I know Julia Hart's, she's been in and out of the mix. She's been having her beef with Queen Amidala. So I'm just trying to figure out how that's going to work out, how it's going to play out for the tournament, because it doesn't look like she's going to win. It'd be hard pressed to think that Mercedes Moné would lose to her, even though she holds 4 belts. So I don't know, right? So it's gonna be very interesting to see how that bracket progresses on the women's side. So I'm actually curious how this plays out, because I do like Julia Hart. So,
but I want to see how they're gonna play her out now that she's doing the Hounds of Hell, because usually her tagline was, well, with everybody else, even in her song, it was "The House Always Wins." And now I think one of the promos that she did, it was like, like the commercial promo or whatever, it was "The Heart Always Wins." So it's like, she should have stayed away to that. She should have stayed away from that.
Yeah, don't take the lazy way. Don't take the lazy way to kind of make something try to work. So
yeah, it's like, say that for the next guy. Say that for the next one that's trying hard enough.
Give that to Natalia Hart, right? She needs something.
Yeah, an actual heart. How about that?
Actual heart.
Yeah. When she makes the move to AEW, how about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, nah, that ain't gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen. No, that ain't her style.
No. Let's see, another match on the bill. We got a couple of championship We got a few championship matches. Let's do this one. The Death Riders Trios Championship match. Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta versus Rated FTR, which is Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, and Cope.
Let me turn this around you. I was let me turn around you. What do you think
about this? Let me jump in on this.
Yeah,
I already know. I know we both have something to say on this.
Yes.
If you watched Dynamite yesterday on Wednesday, they're already kind of plugging and pushing that they're going to break up FTR. And it's kind of weird because those guys have been together forever. I get it, just like the Dudleys, as an example. You want to separate and try to go win some singles tag, singles, not tag, but singles gold, and, make a repertoire for yourself. But really, how far can you go? Because Bully Ray did it well on his own, but his partner didn't. Bubba Ray kind of fizzled out and just wanted to do other stuff. So who knows if Cash and Dax are going to do the same thing, because Cash looks like he wants to go. Dax kind of looks like he wants to take it a little easy. It's hard to say, though. It's really hard to read what's happening, but they're really putting it out there that they don't want to. Well, Dax wants to, and Cash don't want to. So
yes. I think this particular story that's being built, you know that Dax has already had his issue where he pushed Edge when he didn't beat Mox last Dynamite. So he's already getting frustrated. He's talking about going for tag team gold, and they convinced him. He didn't want to, but they convinced him. Well, let's do this trios thing. Then last week he had a match where he got all up in the ref's face and got fined, and then he's like he pushed Cash, and he apologizes to Cash and the referee this past Wednesday, and Cash is like, dude, I'll forgive you to the pay-per-view, and after, we gotta talk.
We need to talk.
But honestly, if you saw him last year in the Owen Hart Cup finale stuff, they did have singles matches and they did fight each other, and I think they could do really well as singles fighters. But we're just so used to seeing them in a team, right? I don't know if they have any personality or charisma outside of the best guys in the world or the best team in the world, right? It's really hard. It's really hard to see it, but I think this is a recipe for disaster, and they're going to implode on themselves. So I feel like Death Riders will still continue to hold those belts, even though it's not the most popular decision. I think they'll hold onto those belts, and the FTR will blow up, and something will happen, and someone's going to accidentally bump someone's going to accidentally knee somebody, and then it's going to be a fucking all shit chaos, and then Death Riders is going to take advantage of it. So
it's going to be interesting. This one's going to be an interesting one to watch. It really is. Next up, we got a triple threat match for the International Championship. The champion, Kenny Omega, versus Ricochet versus Speedball, Mike Bailey.
I am actually pretty excited for this match. I have seen I enjoy Ricochet. Excuse me. I enjoy Ricochet's matches from when he was in Lucha Underground. I've seen some New Japan, what they've shown clips and I've gone back and watched, and of course WWE stuff. But I think here he's really found his footing in AEW. He's really created a character for himself. That kind of character shit, right? Like, he's built a character. And I have seen Speedball Mike Bailey in GCW, TNA, a lot of the indie shows that kind of just pop up, and I'll watch clips online. So I know he can go. And then you have one of the best wrestlers alive, Kenny Omega. It's kind of hard to. This is going to give you all the high flying and crazy shit you're going to want in a match. Now, who comes out on top? I'm still assuming Kenny, but I think it's a great opportunity to get those two other guys on a live event or a live pay-per-view with Kenny Omega. That just puts more eyes on them. Speedball is a new acquisition from AEW, so they want to give him a little shine, and Ricochet has been climbing his way up that ladder and really kind of being involved in really interesting storylines. So I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued is what I'll say. And then you add a belt, it gives a little more intrigue to it. So
Yeah. I'm curious to see how crazy it's gonna get, because Kenny, he's not going at 100%. Let's just be honest. He's still very worried about all the stuff that happened to him, and I mean he's still going, but I mean it's not what I mean. Pull it 2 years ago. It's not the same Kenny 3 years ago.
yeah,
Ricochet is
absolutely.
still going like if nothing ever happened. So it's great, and Speedball is just crazy. So let them do more of the legwork. Let them do it.
I think. Do you think that's why they made it a triple threat match? To kind of give Kenny, like, they're gonna beat him up a little bit and then make it a match between them so he can kind of rest, do his thing. Take it easy.
Mm-hmm. It's a one-off because you want to see Kenny as champ brings in more money, brings in more seats. Just plain, that's just truth. That's honesty. Everybody loves to see Kenny with the belt. Everybody would probably love to see Kenny with the world championship belt, but I don't know if he's fighting to that caliber right now. So it's good to see Kenny with a belt, one that means something, or they're trying to push to mean something with it. So, give it its luster, all that good stuff. And in a couple months, we'll see him at All In defending it
I
in a regular one-on-one match, because
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he'll go out then.
yeah. I feel
He'll,
like
he'll put himself out there.
I feel like AEW is doing the smart thing, and they're doing what WWE did with the United States Championship with John Cena holding it, AJ Styles holding it, Kevin Owens holding it. They're kind of bringing a little more eyes to what they're essentially is their mid card belt, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is nice to get some eyes, and I mean you're not wrong when you say Kenny Omega is probably the best person to have it to get more eyes, because Kenny Omega's fucking beloved, and he is your former world heavyweight champion. So
Mm-hmm.
pretty badass. I'm very. This is one of the main matches I'm really interested in watching. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. Another match, Women's World Championship. Megan Bayne challenging for Tony Storm's Women's Champion, AEW Women's Champion belt.
give me your take. Give me your hot take on this one.
I don't know. you know,
I know. We're gonna have this almost the same opinion. I'm pretty sure.
I know what they're doing. They're bringing up the next person, the next woman, big thing, kind of thing. Tony Storm, I believe, will still hold on to her belt. It's not time for her to let it go yet. She's going to take a good licking. It's a good build up. It really is, because I mean you can't go wrong with Tony Storm's promos when it comes to doing these things. I'm not a fan of the build up. She had a better build up with Mariah May. Who was the other girl that was in there? The one that was in that movie that she took off to do that movie, the Queen of the Ring.
Oh,
The other tall girl,
yeah,
Camille.
Camille with
Camille.
Sasha Banks. Yeah.
Yes, there was there's good interaction with that. So you found the next big woman like that. So it's great. It's great. I think she's gonna do well. She should do well. She's gonna be big heel, big time, doing whatever she's got to do. But the buildup has been so lackluster. I love Penelope Ford, great heel, great wrestler that gets overlooked a lot because she holds herself very, very well in the ring. She did get injured at one point and was gone for a while, came back, and she's back at it again. And she's been doing her part, but it's just the storyline, the story to get us there, the ride to get us there has been a very bumpy one. If it wasn't for Tony Storm and her outlandish promos when it comes to these things, it would be just a train wreck.
You know, I'm gonna take the same side as you, and I feel like maybe Penelope Ford was the one that should have got the fucking championship opportunity,
Thank
because
you.
I have seen her more on TV since she's been back than I had ever seen her prior to her getting injured. And she plays a great heel. She's gotten better in the ring. Her husband or boyfriend, whoever's Kip Saban,
Husband, Kip
husband,
Sabian.
right? So he's training her, and I mean she's fucking gotten significantly. It's night and day from when she first started or AEW, when she first got in AEW to now,
Mm-hmm.
and they clearly trust
She's a
her.
day one.
Yeah.
She's a
So
day one.
so they clearly trust her because they're putting her in a lot. They're giving her a lot right now. She got the pin. She's been getting pins on Thunder Rosa. She got pins on Donna Purrazzo. She almost got a pin on Tony Storm, but they let Megan Bayne do it just to build up the storyline. But in reality, Penelope Ford is doing all the work. So I could see a better build up for her her having that opportunity rather than Megan Bayne. But just like when Jade Cargill was there, just like all the big girls are there, you're gonna push this big, overbearing beast, 6 foot tall beast, compared to all the other skinny little twig women. Most of them, not all of them, but I just don't know. Like, you're right, it's just been a bumpy build up, and I'm not invested. I'm invested in what the fuck Tony Storm's gonna say, but I'm not invested in this match. Especially
So
after they went into business when Megan Bayne went to business for herself, when Thunder Rosa came out and she was supposed to swing the chair, and they're supposed to scurry off, and she's just like, "I'm fucking bigger than you. Like, who cares? This bitch has a chair. She's gonna hit you." Like,
so let me throw something out here now. This is gonna sound a little weird. It's gonna sound a little weird, but let me just throw it out. Let me put it in the universe and see your reaction to this. I know there's not a lot of women in the AEW roster. There kind of is, but they're not being utilized correctly because of the time issues they have with 2 shows, 2 hours, right? They
mhm.
took off their third show where they could showcase. But isn't there kind of a feel, at least I feel this way, that maybe they need a third women's championship in the company? If you're never going to take it off of Mercedes and you're going to tote around Tony Storm, I feel that there's a mid card belt that's missing in the scene. If you're trying to use the TBS similar to the way WWE has their women's and world's championships, because WWE has their Intercontinental and US championship belts. I kind of think that the AEW needs at least one more. If they're willing to have TBS, a world championship, TNT championship, international championship, continental championship. Am I missing a championship? And the women just have the two.
I'm not a big fan of adding so many belts. I know, and because of a lack of time to be able to kind of showcase them, but I wouldn't be opposed to having a tag team championship for the women in AEW specifically. I don't like it in WWE, but in AEW it makes a little more sense because they have from the get-go always put random people together for the most part, right? There's
Mhm.
never been really any solid teams. They put women together and they create a good team because the run's only
Just
going to be 2 months,
that
3 months.
one they had during not Dynamite, the Rampage was
The Rebel
who was
Twins,
it?
or the Rebel Twins,
Yes,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the Renegade Twins.
Renegade Twins. So that's the only real established team I would say like that was ever on the roster. So
That's the Bella Twins 2.0,
exactly. So I
the
would
Ghetto Bellas.
the Gila Bellas, yeah, exactly. But I wouldn't be opposed to them having it because they already put random people together. Like Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, I don't see the connection, but they made it work. Tony Storm
Hmm.
and fucking Thunder Rosa, they put it together. Fucking Julia Hart and whatever she was talking with before, or fucking Tyra Valkyrie and fucking Donna Purrazzo, like, they don't have anything in common. They've never wrestled together. Well, they probably wrestled together in the Indies, but they never wrestled together. But now they're a team in ROH. So I think a tag team championship belts for women would at least showcase them a little bit more rather
Hmm.
than doing a mid card, because I think they're trying to hold in the women's AEW version. They do hold the belt a little too long. So I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to the tag team for women at all. But that's just my opinion on that one. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it's fair. Fair is fair.
Fair
Fair
is
is fair.
fair.
So let's go on to the next match, or it looks like the last match so far on the card that I'm seeing here on Yahoo Sports or sportsyahoo.com.
.com.
Uh, the World Championship match with Swerve Strickland versus John Moxley, the champ.
I
How
like
are
it.
you feeling about what's happening so far?
Did you enjoy when John Mox spiked Willow last night?
Did you enjoy Mina Saphir's botch
Trying
on the
to.
side?
Oh, dude, when she fucking hit her head, I said, that's payback for fucking Anna Jay. That's
Thank
payback for
you.
fucking Anna Jay. What happened?
Thank you. I understand Willow's a voluptuously large woman. Mina Saphir is known as a little badass that does all this jujitsu stuff. But if you're not lifting the weights in the gym, bro, don't go trying to pick up a refrigerator over your head. Plain
Yeah,
and simple. I don't care how much money you make a year doing what you're doing on TV. If you can't pick up that fridge over your head, you have no reason putting your arms around it.
I agree, and I think that more embarrassed Mia Shafir than Willow, and then Willow ate it. You know, and we'll call it a receipt for a past botch from her long ago, right? But I mean, this match specifically, I like. I'm starting to like. I'm enjoying the interactions as far as the promos. I'm actually enjoying them. Like, I think Mox has someone who he can bounce being crazy with because you've seen Swerve Strickland be crazy, right?
Yep.
Like you've actually seen him get to that level, and he's taking it further and further, and he's pushing the envelope. And then to have him see that interaction with Hangman, where Hangman's like, I told you I wouldn't let you, I would interfere in any title match you ever have. You broke into my house. He's like, you burned down my house, and he says, I deserved it. I know. And it stunned Hangman. So Hangman's like, what the fuck? He's like, dude, I get it. I deserved it. And I was like, all right, oh, they're finally trying to like really, they're trying to push Swerve out of being a tweener into a fucking face,
Mm-hmm.
right? And maybe this is a just a wild speculation. Maybe Hangman helps him defeat Mox because at least maybe he can, hey, I helped you beat him. Let me be
Now
the
give me
first.
a title
Give me a
match.
title match. Exactly.
Let me be the first to challenge you for the belt.
And also in that same breath, I'm thinking, well, if you start going towards their big pay-per-view in July at All In, I would much rather see Swerve versus Osprey, Swerve versus MJF, Swerve versus Kenny Omega than anyone versus Mox at this point. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
I think the styles would be better in what direction they're trying to lean towards. So who's going for the belt? And Mox, he has the group, and I think that group is time to implode. They went from BCC, Blackpool Combat Club. They lost Daniel Bryan. They lost William Regal, and then they went to the Death Riders. I think they should have just disbanded. But hey, it's just an opinion. I think this is going to be an interesting match. I really do hope that the title changes, but I just don't know how much Mox has his finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of it at this point. So, any thoughts?
I think it's time for John to lose the belt. But to Swerve, nothing against Swerve. He was champ before. I think he would deserve another run. But is he going to give us the run we need going into All In? Who else? Who else
Christian Cage.
would
Christian.
be?
Elias, you're on. You're on.
There it is. There it is. Yes, yes. Why they pulled the trigger there to do the his what do you make?
He got it back.
Excuse me.
He got it back. He got his contract back because
How?
he said, no, I signed it to go against the champion, not in a triple threat match.
And they gave it back to him?
I think they gave. I think they were like maybe not recently, but like 2 Dynamites ago, he was in the backstage, and that's when that kid was giving him a lot of shit. And he's like,
Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne's giving him some shit, and Kip Sabian's is there like, I don't know. And he's like, well, I already talked to Tony, and I already talked to fucking who I need to talk to, and I'm getting that contract back. Like it was for a one-on-one match. I never said that Mox was involved, and Mox is the one who defeated me when technically he wasn't supposed to be in the match. You know, doing heel shit. He was doing heel
Yeah.
shit. So
If they allow it, cool. If they're gonna do it and they're gonna give her back, they're gonna Indian give back the contract. Great. Let's see it happen. I kind of side with the fact of what MJF's doing right now with the Hurt Business. He needs a faction to back him up so he can win it, but then he's gonna turn on him, which is MJF.
but will Bobby
But
Lashley let him win? Because he did, like he said the last night, I don't like you. I don't trust you.
mm-hmm.
So that could be a good storyline for Bobby Lashley to go for the belt. But who wants to see Bobby Lashley go for the belt? I'm all for him having a tag team championship belt. I love that fucking faction. I love it. I love the Hurt Business. I love the Hurt Business. I love the Hurt Syndicate. So, but is the AEW crowd going to turn on him once he's going one-on-one for the belt? Like if, and I don't know, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to play that one out. You
Are you?
want to build something. You want to build something that's going to lead into All In because we're creeping close. April, is it May, June, July? I don't know if they'll have another PLE in between. There may be something on TV, Bash at the Beach kind of thing, or whatever they do.
They have Fight for the Fallen
Okay.
TV. Yeah, they have. So it'll be a Saturday.
Okay.
It'll be a Saturday pay-per-view. Maybe they'll do it internationally. You know, that's a good look for any wrestling company, international dates. But if I were to ask you, out of this whole pay-per-view, just the 8 cards that you read, I'm sure there might be more, but out of the 8 cards that you read, the matches, is there anything that's really pulling you to buy this pay-per-view and really invest your time in this? Because it's going to be a long pay-per-view, so you're going to have to invest 4 or 5 hours to it. So,
believe me, I'm gonna make sure I get some sleep for that one, no doubt.
is there any match?
Honestly, Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole
Okay.
is one that I have my eye on that I really want to see. As far as like, if I were to see this card and said, "Hey, you got $100, are you gonna buy it? Yes or no?" I'd be like, "No." Honestly, I don't see anything worth more than what's being put on there. I mean, Will Ospreay, Kevin Knight should be a TV match. That's just my opinion. That's not that right there is a collision match. That's the headliner collision match. Mercedes Moné, Julia Hart. That's a headliner collision match. I don't see that as pay-per-view worthy. Spending money on that. Jericho Bandito, that should stay on Ring of Honor.
That should be the honor card match.
Yeah, that's an honor card match. That's not for this. Death Riders and Rated FTR. I see that on. That's a headliner Dynamite again. Kenny Ricochet Speedball. Well, that's pay-per-view caliber. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Kenny not wrestling 100%. I'll give you half my money, maybe. Tony Storm, Mega Bane. If it was somebody else other than Mega Bane, yeah, definitely. I want to see Tony Storm defend her belt. Just not in the faction what they're gonna do. Moxley and Swerve, I still see that as. I mean, this is TV, dude. To me, this is a TV. These are TV main event cards. This isn't money worthy, but they gotta have something because this is one of their quarterly pay-per-views.
I agree. I mean, like I told you earlier, like my real money on this would be the trios match, not for the belt, but Kenny versus Ricochet versus Speedball. That's something that I want to watch. I definitely want to see if Adam Cole can pull it off and win his first belt in AEW. But outside of that, everything else.
Hey, shout out to Brusso Broadcast in the chat. The only good thing for Mox and Swerve is seeing Willow get DDT. You damn right.
You're damn right. You're not wrong about that.
Damn right.
But
Yup.
that's the AEW card, and I'm gonna throw a little cheap plug here right now. Cheap plug. I just received this little shirt right here, a little BTR shirt, and the logo in the back is actually in that corner right over there under Fernando. It's I don't know if you can see it on the back, but it's gonna be maybe available for sale online. Make some shirts. Support the podcast, do all the fun shit. Do all the fun shit.
Why not? Why not? Put it out there.
You know what I do need, and I'm gonna make them one baseball caps because I love baseball caps. But
Mhm.
as you all know, if you ever watched this show or our previous show that we used to be on, I'm not an alcoholic, but I do enjoy a beverage. I do enjoy some beverages, and I need some koozies. I need some koozies. Like,
Yes.
need some koozies to be drinking my beer at the shows because me and my wife love to take. We always have extra koozies in the truck or the car wherever we're going because well, I enjoy a nice beverage here and there, and it's a good time to have the logo. So stay tuned for that. Trying to figure out what's going on.
Hey, who knows? Maybe we need a frost buddy in the mix.
Hey! Up there in the chat, I'm not an alcoholic. I just enjoy a couple of beverages. That is all. Just a few. Just a few.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Just- Yeah, no, no.
A few too, maybe some might say a few too many. I say not enough, but
not enough.
a few not enough, right? Like, I mean, Fern can attest. I mean, he saw maybe he saw the alky come out. I don't know.
Yeah, I had the privilege of going to go visit my birthday weekend. Went up and took a little drive to San Marcos to go hang out and you know see the sights and the sounds and taking a little adult time. And oh man, was that a time? All right, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. You didn't understand what was going on. Yep. Yep.
Fun times.
Yep.
It's good to be on the other side, huh?
It actually is.
It's good to be on the other side when you're not getting yelled at or trying to start a ruckus.
Yes.
I only have one speed. Have fun. Have fun. That's my speed.
Oh man.
Whatever that entails. Hey, if you ever drank with me, I'm just having fun. That's all. I'm not an angry drunk. I can be, but I'm not. But hey,
You know what? We have a little help in the chat for those that are out there watching and want to join in. Use your channel points to predict. And the question of the night is Randy and Alki yes or no? Yes or no? Use your channel points. I know you've been watching enough to have some channel points. Put it on there. Yes or no? So far,
Jesus.
it's a big old yes.
I will also put a poll on the YouTube video that we post and the Spotify video and audio podcast part that I post, and you let me know if who's the bigger alcoholic here, me, the innocent one, or him, the devil on the shoulder. That's the bad guy.
Nobody messes with the bad guy.
I'm like Hangman Page 3 years ago. I'm just here for a good time, man. I just want to have a beer, enjoy myself, and don't get in my face. Just don't get in my face. That's all.
Oh man. Well, we did talk a lot about Dynasty. You want to run into anything that happened on WWE that caught your attention? Because I know we're moving closer and closer, getting there to WrestleMania.
I actually want to touch on a specific point, and I know I'm sure you'll chime in on this one. So the build-up between Gunther and Jey Uso has, for the most part, been lackluster because the win has been pulled out of the cells and kind of been put on John Cena versus Cody Rhodes and the main event triple threat match between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. But what I saw this past Monday really got me really invested because now, after Gunther putting the boots to Jimmy Uso and really beating the fuck out of him and zip tying Jey Uso to the ropes and making him watch this fucking annihilation of his older brother, right, by a couple of minutes, I finally feel like this is where they have to capitalize and Jey has to really pump it up and not be, I've been messing up. That shit gets old, man. Like you're hot, you're a baby face right now. You got the crowd behind you. You keep that shit up, and that movement, that yeet movement, is gone. So I think this was a nice little push to really solidify Gunther as a heel because he's fucking big and he's massive and he can fucking hurt. And I attribute that to his appearance to LFG when he fucking told Undertaker, a fucking legend. He told Undertaker, "Why does she suck if you're her coach?" what the fuck aren't you doing? And Undertaker was like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you mean? Do you have the gall to talk to me? Me, the Undertaker? Like, I think he finally like when you don't think high of yourself and you try to be humble, and then someone calls you out, and you're like, motherfucker, I'm so and so, and he was like this, and then at least he had at least the humiliation to be like,
Mm-hmm.
fuck, he was right. So seeing Gunther as a heel and taking it to the next level made me very interested, and I'm kind of hopeful that this continues because you saw, well, and we can talk about the John Cena Cody Rhodes interaction, but you saw it, the fire possibly ignite even more behind the Yeet
Mm-hmm.
movement, and I'm pretty pumped. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that interaction and all that good stuff?
I love the fact that everybody that was watching the at the show live was really trying to zoom in and see Jimmy blade for the blood effect because like how did he get so bloody right away? I mean, don't get me wrong, Gunther took it to him. Gunther was taking it to him. But then when he decided to go ahead and pull an AEW move
I
where
thought he
you
got
can
hit with the
actually,
belt. I thought he got hit with the belt, but I haven't seen any pictures of him blading. But I saw him get hit with the belt. So
I saw there was crowd video. You could tell they were up in the nosebleeds, and they zoomed in, and you see him on all fours, and he's got one arm like that.
hey,
Yep.
fuck it. You gotta use
Yep.
blood sparingly. At least it's not John Moxley blood, but hey, I'll
I
take
mean,
it. I'll take it.
it could have got to that point, which would have been really cool to see because you haven't seen color other than, well, actually Triple A's don't like color either, so we haven't seen color in WWE in a good hi
I
in a good
know.
while.
I think the last color you saw was I
The
think
New Day.
whoa, whoa, whoa. No, 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 no. I think the last color we saw was at a pay-per-view when Cody Rhodes got his ass beat by John Cena at Elimination Chamber. That's the last time we saw color, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. So
Hmm.
they WWE does save it, to kind of emphasize the point, but
They are.
yeah. So
And they were emphasizing that one exactly what you're saying. It's time for Jay to get off his high horse. You need something to light something under his butt to do something. If you're gonna do it, do it. Now's the time. You're running out of time. Are you gonna keep doubting yourself? Are you gonna keep kicking rocks? Are you gonna keep I can never do this. I'll never be champ. Or are you gonna take one home, go for that big W, and have the whole world yeeting with you with that belt around your waist? Time to get up. Time to do it. If not, you're not main event. Take that moniker off of your name. You're not worth it.
yeah, you either shit or get off the fucking pot. And this
Damn
is
right.
this is his moment to really do
Yeet
that.
or get out the pot.
You either get off the pot 100%. Like I'm a fan of the Usos, especially when they went to day one ish, even before the Bloodline. I was a fan of them when they left the Samoan, doing the hookah, what was the haku, the thing. I forget what it's called. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
disrespect that, but when they were doing that, it was cool. It was different. But when they became the day one ish and they started getting more street, I was with it. I did enjoy it. And then when they put the moniker the main event, I was like, you know what? That Bloodline story, he was pulling it out, dude. He was doing all the dirty work before they even brought in Solo. He was doing all the dirty
Mhm.
work.
Mhm.
And then he gets this big old movement behind him and he's become super popular. And I'm with it. Yeet, yeet, yeet on everything, right?
Yeet
But
it up. Yeet it
lately,
on
these
up.
these past couple of weeks, ever since they announced those other big matches that are going to be in WrestleMania, it like took the wind out of his sails. And all of a sudden, I'm feeling down on myself. I'm tripping over my own feet. Like, dude, you can't. I can't believe the build up if you don't fucking light a fire under his ass. And I hopefully Gunther and Jimmy taking the bullet for Jay on this one to really kind of push the fucking envelope for the feud. I hope this really
Mhm.
does kind of turn the page on this whole fucking story. So
Yeah. No, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Let's get a new champion in. Nothing against Gunther. Gunther has held it well. Gunther's been doing what Gunther does. He's a super heel. He does everything well, and it'd be nice to see him chase a little bit.
there's
You
nothing wrong
know,
with chasing the belt. Someone has to be champ. That's all.
just as long as they don't do the usual thing where, like, you know what, we don't want. Uh, I'm not gonna let you chase. I'm gonna go chase you, even though I'm the champ. That to me doesn't make any sense.
Let me ask you a question, and this
Sure,
is a real question because I'm gonna ask you the same
sure.
question a little bit later.
I only like real questions.
If Jay wins,
Uh-huh.
where does this go? What direction do you go? Who fights him next? I think who fights him next, and what direction do you go with Jay?
Who's next?
Who's next?
Right?
Yes.
Next.
Oh
Goldberg.
fuck! Oh fuck! I'll
Goldberg.
fucking turn off the TV. I'll turn off the TV. God damn! I'll turn
What?
off the TV.
Why? You don't want Yeet versus
Gilbert?
what was
Gilbert maybe, not Goldberg.
you don't want Yeet versus Spears?
now, if Jay was a heel, I'd want to see that. I want
Right.
to. If he was a heel, I would like to see a lot of things. But because he's a face, like Cody's a face, it's hard to go with the. It's hard for me to think of what's next for him. I'm sure we could create a card because we're super fans and we love wrestling,
Mhm.
but I'm still struggling to see where it goes because I'm thinking of who's on Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins, maybe he goes heel, he goes after that belt. Drew Mack,
I mean,
I don't know. There's a lot of ways to go, but I don't see a clear path right now. What's next if he does win? And I think that's the biggest thing. You know?
okay, so right now, so biggest heel right now is Gunther.
Yes.
When you look at the roster, he'll be the Raw champion, right?
Yes.
Until they do the swap over, because I have a good feeling, this is just me, when we have it usually happens after Mania is when they do the draft.
Yes.
I know they had it where you know, they did the little swap over while they're trying to do everything for Netflix, but the draft is going to happen. So there's a good chance that he's going to go to SmackDown, and I think the first person going to go after him is Damian Priest over there.
I think that's a smart play to put the World Heavyweight Championship, which is technically the secondary championship, on SmackDown, and whoever wins the belt, whether it's John Cena or Cody Rhodes, retains it, to move it to Raw because it is Netflix. It's a bigger platform, and you need
Hmm.
people with. Don't get me wrong, Jey Uso has the crowd and everything, but I don't think he has the star power. That's my issue. That's my issue right now. That's why I have a hard time seeing where he goes with it. So
Yeah.
I like that idea of the draft because it usually does happen a little bit after WrestleMania,
Hmm.
but we will find out
Honestly,
Monday Night Raw.
looking at the Raw roster, Penta is going after Intercontinental, so that's a no. Seth Rollins would be one of your big dudes to go after it. If he stays the same way, goes heel or whatever the case. Um, who else is on
You know
here?
who I haven't seen? Sami
Logan
Zayn.
Paul.
Sami Zayn. I haven't seen Sami Zayn in a while.
True. Well, I mean, wasn't he storyline injured?
Yeah, but maybe he comes back and Jay gives him a shot, like how Cody was giving people chances to fight for it. He gave Kevin Owens a chance, and then that turned on him. Maybe Sammy goes
Yeah.
heel. I mean, you can go a lot of routes. It's just hard to predict or hard to speculate what's next after. They really have to build a good heel to go after him because if Jay wins, you're gonna have the whole 70 plus thousand people yeeting, and it's hard to. You need someone to fucking that has that power, that star power behind them as a heel to go after him and really make it worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm still questioning it. You know, I love wrestling. I think about wrestling all the time. So I'm just trying to figure
I
out.
mean, the other one that would make sense would be Finn Balor because
But he hasn't won a singles match in how many matches? Like 200 matches. He's
no, he
won
won like
not
Finn
singles
Balor just
matches.
won one like the other day. Yeah, that's why he was all hyped up about trying to go after the Intercontinental.
Who did he
He won
beat?
whoever he fought like 2 weekends ago or last Monday on Raw. They were all hyping it up.
Oh, I mean, that's been okay. Well, let's just say he did win, and you're probably right. That's the first one after like two. He's almost like a John Cena. Like he's been used as an enhancement talent. He's still on the top. He's still on the top bill,
Well,
but
yeah. Well, okay. Time out. Time out.
okay.
You're running ahead to see who's going to take it off of Jay. Remember, the first one after holding the belt, if it's not a rematch, is just to help him get over. It's just like you dude, the practice girl. You don't fall in love with her, dude. The rebound. You just do what you got to do, and then we get back on the horse. And remember, this is his first time as a champion, so you want a name that's going to be synonymous to be like, oh man, he's got a good chance of taking it, but to give Jey Uso the chance to prove himself that he is worth being a champion. Finn Balor will be a great name. If he's going to pull the Cena role, that's, as you say, it's going to help put him over. That's a great guy to get there to help put him over because that can last a while, especially knowing that, Judgment Day is still lingering around or they're getting ready to kick him out or they come and intervene. That's perfect because who else does that?
You know,
Whenever you have a Balor in the fold of going for something big, and the fact that he keeps losing at it, or he keeps losing at it, or Dominic comes in and distracts the referee, and he might have a chance to win, and then he loses. It still builds up and keeps the credibility of the champion still going, and especially for him, he's going to need something that's going to carry him for a while.
And you know what? You're not. You know what? I'll say this, and it's hard for me to say. It hurts my heart a little bit. You're not wrong. You're not wrong about this. I am thinking of who's going to take it off of him. I am not thinking about the rebound match to kind of establish why he won it. So
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. I think Finn Balor. You know what? That's a good point. I think Finn Balor would be a great heel because he has a faction and he's gonna do underhanded shit.
Mhm.
Right. So I do like that. You're right. You're right. I think Finn Balor would be the next, but I want to know how they build that story, right? Like I want to how he can't just be like, hey, I did this, or maybe I lost my chance at the Intercontinental Championship. So why does he get the first crack at Jay? I don't know, right? Like that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for a build up because
Or Dominic is the first one to challenge him on a Raw because they talk to Adam Pierce like they always do, and or they find
Liv Morgan gets in Alan Pierce's ear and say, hey, Dominic Mysterio has been on a winning streak. Why doesn't he do this?
or then it becomes a little thing where it's Dominic versus Ben Balor, and you know what, you're not worthy of being that. Put your title shot on the line, and they do that on a Raw or a main event, a Saturday night main event, and then now Finn Balor's won and took a chance, and now he's going to take it
No,
from him.
I like that build up because you can have side stories with the main story. I like that. I like that. Judgment Day would be good in that capacity for that build up for that after the first run.
Because who are you really going to put Chad Gable and Alpha
American
Team
made,
or whatever?
American made. Yeah.
Yeah, Alpha America, America Alpha, all that good stuff. Like he's already got something enthralled with the luchador mask and stuff like that. So even then, it's like I wouldn't.
First
That'd be
person,
okay, but
Aleister Black.
Shit. Hey, supposedly tomorrow night it's Penta and Andrade SmackDown, baby. Penta, I mean not
Does
Penta,
Phoenix make
Ray
his
Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix, right?
No, they already called it. Ray Phoenix is going to be live tomorrow on SmackDown, and the rumor is that Andrade is going to be the first one to have a match with him.
With Ray Phoenix or Penta?
Phoenix.
Nice.
Phoenix. Penta is on Raw. Phoenix is on SmackDown. Phoenix
Then keep
debuts
them
tomorrow
separate. They can
night.
keep them separate a little bit. I like that. You know what? Let them have some singles runs a little bit, and then when you need to, and the stories go stale, bring them right back together and have a fucking nice, consistent, dominant team. So a real tag team, right? Because WWE does lack a lot of real tag teams. So I would like to see that.
But see, they do have their real tag teams on SmackDown.
That's true.
They don't have them
That's
on
right.
Raw.
They don't have them on
They
Raw.
don't have them on Raw. The only one they have is War Raiders and New Day, and American Alpha. That's it.
I do like New Day's
and then
new music.
LWO.
I like New Day's new music. It makes them
Yeah.
sound. It gives them a little edgier feel. You know, it's time. It's time. It's time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're trying to do the same thing with Street Profits.
Yeah.
Because they got the revamp also, which is that's great. But to me, I understand it's a package deal. You may okay. Here we go. Little mini rant. When you're gonna repackage your tag team, everything's got to change. If you were known as a face and you're going heel, change your music, change your ring attire, change your cadence of what you do. Sure, you can still do some of your
Ask
moves
John
that you're known
Cena.
for.
Ask John Cena how that worked out.
Well, John Cena's not a tag team.
That's true. That's true.
And the reason why I bring it out like that is because when they showed the new tag team champions on SmackDown, the Street Profits come out. They still come out doing the little ballin' thing, and he's doing the cup thing. That's when you're a face.
Isn't he
So
still
now that you're
face?
trying to
Aren't they still
no,
face?
no. Well, I mean, what faces other than Judgment Day at one point all come out all black? They both came out all black.
Sting and Ultimate Warrior. The what were they called? The Renegades or some shit? A long time ago, 80s. Long time ago.
But going by what we go now with the storylines today, I mean, anyone who's anyone, if you're going all black, it already means you're going heel. You're going bad guy. You don't associate, bright colors with heels, unless you're a flamboyant heel. There's a difference. There's a big difference with that. So if you're gonna do that, change the little things that you do for the crowd, and don't pander to the crowd. Just walk with your demeanor, with your bell, whatever. I'm street. I don't need you. Stay off my back, whatever. But if you're still doing the shuck and jive and dancing with your cup and you're doing little basketball moves, guess what? Your music doesn't make sense and your attire doesn't make sense. If you're gonna keep your same moves with your tag team finisher, your elbow drop, your double drop, your leg drop, all that good stuff, great, great. You don't have to change your cadence, but dude, down the line, you change 2 out of 3, and it doesn't make any sense. Go all the way, go deep into it, make it worth it.
That's fair. And I think the tag team divisions on both Raw and SmackDown need a fucking shake up. Let's be realistic, right? Like it just needs a shake up, and it's always I know there's people have their opinions about it, but I always feel like it's easier to chase a heel a lot of times than to chase a face.
Yeah.
Right? Because the heel can do some dastardly shit to always somehow get the pin, somehow get the win by disqualification, whatever. Judgment Day was doing it well for a good while, and they kind of veered away from it. But I'm just curious on how all that stuff plays out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all these stories need to really ramp up because we're 2 weeks away almost from fucking WrestleMania. This shit needs to be like, we need to fucking cram it all real quick and make shit happen, because right now I'm almost like the way you feel about Dynasty. I can pay for maybe a match, right? Like I'll be there, but there might be a lot of restroom breaks, and I'm hoping there's not, but there might be. Mm-hmm. And I'm not too fond of that. It might be the biggest WrestleMania numbers wise because everything's so expensive, but as far as quality of matches, maybe not so much. Maybe the main event, sure. Maybe the main event, sure. Like you have superstars on the main event, but going 2 nights, you really have to like put some effort into these stories with everyone else that's going on. Everything else that's going on with everyone else. So
looking at the calendar, we are 3 SmackDowns and 2 Raws away from WrestleMania 41.
And that shit goes fast because it's already Thursday. It was just Sunday. You were just in my house.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking quick. Like, it goes quick, and time flies when you're enjoying wrestling. So
you damn right. We just recorded a show 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Or a day and a half ago and we put online. So you damn right. Time flies when you're having fun talking about wrestling. That's what we do here all the damn time on this damn program. BTR, baby. BTR.
That's right. Before we kind of wrap it up, I want to talk about wrap it up. I want to talk about this only because it is the main event of night number 2. I finally liked that John Cena really went in on Cody Rhodes. How did you feel about that promo? Did you like it? Did you did you feel like, did you finally or did you feel like that? Did you feel like finally John Cena fucking just got his licks in?
John Cena's finally doing his masterclass with his promos. But what I really did like was the way that Cody was able to bring him back. They squared off for a minute. He hit him with the long-winded crossroads. And now it opened it up to really, really look like, you know what? It does seem like Cena's going to get him. It really looks like Cena's going to take it off of Cody. And that's what you want. That's what you want. You really want it to seem like, man, nobody has faith in Cody Rhodes. And then Cody's going to come out of nowhere and win. Or it really is going to pander to Cena, and Cena's going to hit number 17, and it's going to be glorious when it does.
Wild question, and we're going to jump. I'm jumping like 3 weeks ahead. 3 weeks ahead. Hot take: who wins that match? Who wins that match? Who, in your opinion, right now? I don't want. Oh well, this happens. Who do you think wins that match? Just from John Cena. Okay.
John Cena. John Cena takes 17, takes the belt home. They're gonna create a whole bunch of turmoil, and we're gonna get a new belt.
Do you like that direction? If that happens,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I am 100% in agreement with you. If not now, when? Right? If not now, when? If not with John Cena becoming the ultimate heel with his masterclass that he displayed this past Friday, like without that fucking masterclass or whatever, Monday and Friday, without that masterclass, I might have been like, because he's been like short-winded, he's like, whatever. He's just like, fuck you, fuck the crowd, fuck you, I'm the best, you know it, and you like to hate me, blah blah blah. But this week he really went in on the crowd and gave him the why he is the heel. Why did he turn? He's not a heel. He's just tired of your shit. He's tired of the crowd shit. So I like that explanation. I like the way he said he wasn't gonna cook Cody, but he cooked Cody, and Cody got the last word technically with the Crossroads, and I also like that because it gives you the very broad. If you're a Cody fan, Cody got one up on him. If you're a Cena fan, Cena fucking just cooked him on the mic. But I'll give Cody this. He hung in there with him. He didn't fumble. He didn't stutter. He didn't do any of that stuff. So I'm super pumped about that. So that gives me a little more faith in this match, and I'm very invested. I'm very invested in it. But I would love to see Cena do what he said. I'm gonna win this belt. I'm gonna fucking create my own legacy because I'm better than the guy who does woo. I'm better than you, and I'm gonna take my ball and go home. Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck these fans. Fuck that little kid right there in the corner. Right there in the corner. Fuck that kid. Because I'm John Cena. I'm undeniable, and I'm what's best for business. And I'm taking my ball and going home. I am pumped. I am actually pumped for this match, and I'm excited to see how far John Cena, because he needs to get his receipt before WrestleMania. He needs to get his receipt. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to him getting his receipt.
Yeah. And like I said, we got 3 SmackDowns and 2 Raws before we hit WrestleMania. It's about time they got physical. It's about time. I was getting a little worried that they weren't going to. I know they're saving Cena. Cena doesn't have a lot of tank in the gas, But Cena, when he does win the belt, he's going to hold off for a while. We won't see him until SummerSlam.
He will do the Brock Lesnar. He might do the Brock Lesnar, right?
We'll see vignettes. We'll see vignettes or something here and there, or just little things, with Cena holding the belt, doing things, probably sending in videos or whatever, which would be cool shit. And then SummerSlam, bring it back out, and then he loses it at SummerSlam.
New belt, right? He comes out with a new belt to say, "Fuck that belt. This is my belt."
A newer spinner logo.
Ooh, dude, I would fucking love the cherry on top.
Dude, would just be a kick to the balls. Because remember, the original spinner logo is Scratch logo. So we got the new logo, and they kind of recrapped it. Dude, that would be the biggest kick in the balls right there.
I like it because he's brought the spinner belt in his promo 3 times so far. You hated it because it was a toy and you thought I disrespected the belts. I'm the 17 champ. I do whatever the fuck I want. And guess what? Back to spinner, baby. Back to spinner. And guess what? I'll buy that fucking belt. I'll be one of the fucking people to buy that fucking belt. Goddamn.
You damn right. I got my spinner belt autographed. Thank you very much.
You lucky son of a bitch. I think I see a picture back there. I think I see a picture back there somewhere.
Right there with the man himself holding my spinner belt that I got autographed as well. That's right.
I am surprised that you never bought the CM Punk spinner belt, but it'll come in. It'll be available at some point where you buy it.
I tried, dude. It got out of my grasp. It was too quick, and the resale value on that son of a bitch, dude.
1,500. I'm seeing 1,500 is the lowest I'm seeing so far.
They sold it for $7.99.
$6.99.
$7.99 on the website, dude.
Oof.
Yes.
That's a lot of scratch.
I was there, and you know what? It just I wasn't one of the lucky ones, but it is autographed. I mean, I got my autographed picture right here that I was gifted for Christmas, so I like that. But I still want that damn belt. That spinner belt was beautiful. With the CM Punk logo.
It was a very unique one with the Chicago flag somewhere and his face in the back. Like, hey, if WWE does something good with merch, it's always having unique shit. And I'll say that's my gripe of the week is AEW, step up your merch fucking game, dude. I'm going to All In July here in Texas at the fucking Texas Ranger Stadium. I'm gonna be there.
Arlington.
I'm gonna be there. And the last 2 shows I went to here in Texas for Collision and Dynamite, the merch was lackluster, man. And I was very disappointed because they have so many great fucking wrestlers and so many great gimmicks that they could have fucking put a Tony Storm shirt out. I would have bought it, but they didn't. They gave me some random shit. Not even good shit. They had a Will Ospreay Bruv, not even a jersey, just a fucking Bruv shirt, a Swerve's house with nothing on the back, and then basic AEW t-shirts. Like, dude, no, thank you. Like, I know you fucking have a pro wrestling tee store. Just fucking buy some shirts, load up on your fucking merch, because when I go to WWE fucking matches or WWE live events or pay-per-views or Raw or SmackDown, the fucking merch stand is like 5 times the size of the AEW merch stand. So I know you have the capability of doing it. Tony Khan's a fucking billionaire. Invest in your fucking merch, dude. Like, I would love to represent AEW shit. I just don't. There's nothing good. There's no good designs. It's weak. Just step that up. That's my gripe right now with AEW. It's not the wrestling. It's not all that. It's the fucking merch, dude. I would love to fucking have some nice fresh merch. Give me an Adam Cole Baby TNT Championship shirt. Give me that.
Yep.
Right? Give me a fucking Who's House champion, heavyweight champion's house. Whatever, dude. Just give me something. Give me something better.
Yep.
Well, regardless, that's my
Give me a Harley Cameron T-shirt with Puppet Monet on there.
Papa Monet saying, what she say? Wrath?
Feel my wrath.
Feel the wrath. Like, dude,
Feel the wrath.
make a prop of the fucking puppet. I would have bought that puppet because it's just something different. It's we'll call it a merch stand exclusive. Australia got a special Tony Storm Jazzware action figure. Where the fuck is Dustin Rhodes' exclusive Texas action figure? Where's fucking Sammy Guevara's special edition Texas action figure? So give me something. Give me something unique. I mean, I know you're capable of doing it. I know you. Just fucking do it. End the gripe.
That's right.
End the gripe.
That's right. But if you keep your eyes out and you keep your ears open, we'll let you know when that BTR shirt is going to be available. BTR caps, and probably BTR koozies.
I am saying it now. There will be koozies. There will be baseball caps because I wear baseball caps all the fucking time. I will make a BTR baseball cap, and I drink enough. I mean, I don't drink enough. I enjoy a beverage, I should say. I enjoy enough beverages to warrant a nice koozie. Maybe a tumbler. Maybe I'll make a special edition tumbler, and if someone's interested in some tumblers, I'll make you some tumblers. But you got to be interested in it. And the logo.
You can't go wrong with our good buddies at Frost Buddy. You know, you can always just slap that BTR sticker on there because you can do your 16 ounce, you can do your 12 ounce slim, your 12 ounce regular cans. Drop that bitch in, lock or go, and let's go.
So just know that
BTR Frost Buddies.
This logo will be in the front. That logo in the corner under Fernando will be in the back, beyond the ropes. More stories, more violence. So that's going to be on there. If you're interested, I'm open to doing fucking Ultimate Warrior random colors. The fucking Hardys in the beginning during the Attitude Era random colors. I'm open to doing that. Hell, I'll even do a fucking tribute to Sting. Surfer Sting, I should say. Surfer Sting with all the fucking colors. So if you're interested, hit us up. Hit us up.
Find us on all the socials. Find us out there wherever you get your podcasts. For another wonderful Thursday night. That's Randizzle. I'm Retro Relapse. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Catch us on the next one when we got something special that we want to give to you. And we'll see you. Look for us. Later.
Woo!